Welcome to my review of this little awesome device right here, the Kingston DataTraveler Locker Plus G3, shortened to DTLPG3. A very long name for a tiny little flash drive, but this thing is pretty cool, and this is the best security I think I've ever seen on a flash drive. And it's also the heaviest and most rugged feeling flash drive I think I've ever used. It's got a very nice metal case for it to make sure that it not only secures your data in terms of digital security, but as far as physical security as well. But Epos, what about the unboxing? Cue the unboxing. Yeah, it's a flash drive. There's not much to it, really. It's in plastic and then you open it up. Now, again, physical protection, this thing is pretty awesome. Very rugged metal case around it. The lid is very tightly secured on there. It's actually, not too difficult that you're gonna struggle with it, but difficult enough to remove the lid that it's not going to fall off while it's on your keys or something if you have it there. Does have a key loop that is actually very durable thanks to the metal, so it's not going to go breaking off or falling off your keys anytime soon. Very rugged, very durable, because to me, whenever I see like security flash drives or whatever, it doesn't matter how secure your data is on the drive. If it's made of cheap plastic like this, I'm not going to show the brand name here, this comparable 32 gigabyte flash drive that I got from another brand, if it's made of this cheap plastic, it's going to break in an instant if anything happens to it, and your data is not going to be secure anymore. Your data is going to be splintered into pieces. Typically, in my experience with security flash drives or encrypted flash drives, your data is hidden in some password protected file, or in a hidden file or folder, or even just in like a zip archive or a mounted drive that's password protected, but it's still right there in front of you, and it's really easy to access, and it feels just very vulnerable. Kingston's DataTraveler Locker Plus G3 takes a slightly different approach to securing your data. When you first plug it in, it actually only mounts a 10 megabyte CDFS drive that contains the program, the software for your drive. That's it. Your data isn't anywhere. Your data basically does not exist on the system until you run that software and you put the correct password in. There's no finding the hidden file, there's no cracking the password, on the data elsewhere. If you don't put in the password, your data is not there. It mounts that CDFS for the software first, and then once your password is entered correctly, it mounts your actual flash drive with all the storage and all your files in there separately. And then you can use it as just basically any other flash drive. It is extremely easy to use and seems like it'd be very, very secure. You have your password, you have specific requirements for a password, or basically make it as big as you want. And then if you don't know the password, or if it's someone else's drive, you have a tiny bit of contact information that can be viewed, as well as a password hint. And then you can reset your password if need be. However, that does destroy all data that's actually stored on the drive. And so if you need to reset your password, it's basically going to wipe that entire secured partition. So don't do that unless you're fine giving up whatever was on there. Now, software is very easy to use. Like most software installations, you click next a bunch and just put in your password, put in your contact information, put in your password hint, and you're good to go. When you run the software, you put in your password, and that is about it. It opens up the drive for you and you can copy files to and from it just like you would any other flash drive. Works extremely, extremely well, and it's very easy to use. One other thing that it also is it is fast. It is very fast thanks to the USB 3.0 technology they put in there. I never understood, like again, this drive over here, having a big drive that's bigger than say 8 gigabytes and it being USB 2. In a day where I'm transferring files between computer on a gigabit network, there's Thunderbolt, there's USB 3, there's SATA 3 6 gigabit per second transfer speeds. USB 2 is actually really painful to use, to copy files to, especially on a big drive where, you know, a 32 gigabyte drive, you're gonna be probably storing close to 32 gigabytes on it, or you wouldn't have the drive. And so waiting on that to copy over USB 2 speeds, it's almost excruciating. However, this is boasting 135 megabytes per second read speeds and 40 megabyte per second write speed over USB 3 connection. Pretty good for securing your data and keeping it on the go. There are some minor issues that I personally had running this drive and getting it set up that I do want to draw some attention to. I really honestly think that this would only affect a tiny percentage of any potential users of this drive, but since I had an issue with it, it's something to keep in mind. Since it mounts both the software as a file system as well as your actual storage drive, it requires 2 consecutive, which means right next to each other, drive letters available on your system, aka in my computer, you gotta have 2 letters that are next to each other in the alphabet that aren't being taken up by other drives that this device can use. The computer I tested it on, which is over here, that has like 6 hard drives hooked up to it and a couple network drives mapped, and then it has the annoying thing where it, as a hidden drive, mounts a bunch of like virtual card reader drives. It would not run the software at all. I was going to use it to USB 3 tests using a PCI Express USB 3 card, but it wouldn't mount the software at all because there's apparently not enough drive letters according to it. I actually have Q through Z available of drive letters, or at least as far as I know available to the system, but it won't run the software at all. Again, that's a minor issue that's going to affect like 1 person out of every 500,000 that buy this product, but something I wanted to draw attention to. Overall, this drive is fast, secure, and durable, and I highly recommend it to anyone who's looking for a secure way of keeping your files stored while on the go. It is available in 8 through 64 gigabytes. It is compatible with Windows XP through Windows 8, but not Windows RT, as well as Mac OS X 10.6 through 10.9. Pricing, availability, and my full written review is in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.